to the 6 o'clock show. Our guests are still here. It's great to have Pat, Mike, Aoife, and look who came back, Derek.
They couldn't get rid of me that easy.
No, fair enough.
20 years, we're still here. Now, Aisling, it's time to turn up the heat and stir the pot. Let's dive in like Tom Daly in the Olympics. What are we making?
Oh, I like that. We are doing pork, rhubarb glazed pork with soba noodles and some lovely veggies. So I'm going to give you a couple of top tips as we go. One of the things that drives me mad about a stir fry is when you just get this bowl of brown and the veggies look a bit brown and the meat look a bit brown and the noodles. So we eat with our eyes. So let's try and keep a little bit of colour. So a lovely tip when you're cooking veggies is to do something called blanch and refresh. So I have a little bit of tender stem broccoli going into some water there, a little bit of bok choy. I already have some done over here, and I did carrots and I did red peppers and I did baby asparagus. And it's not something that we kind of normally do with our veg when we're stir frying, because you're putting them in oil and you're stir frying them and you are cooking them quickly. But what this does is it just keeps the colour, so it keeps them that al dente, so they're not overcooked. So it's almost like we're cooking the stir fry in parts and then adding it all together at the end.
So there's still a crunch in it, is there?
Exactly. Little bit of crunch. You're keeping the nutrients in because you're cooking it quite quickly. So when they come out, and I'm just going to give them about 2 minutes, they're going to go into a bowl with ice cold water. So keep it cold water, put ice in if possible. So that stops the cooking time. So it keeps them at that al dente phase, and it keeps the colour. So it keeps that beautiful bright colour, because like you can see this one here, when the greens are bright and vibrant, it just looks so more attractive. It looks
beautiful. And I suppose it holds all the nutrients in as well.
Exactly, which is
I
really
just
nice.
make brown stir fry, so this is a good tip for
But
me.
everybody does. That's what we've become accustomed to. And I think if we can just do this one or two little changes, it'll make all the difference. Now, the other part is our noodles, which I'm going to cook in a second, and I'm going to use the same pot, but I'm going to move on to the pork. Pork belly, pork steak. So this is pork belly. And with this one, what I did was took out the pork belly, poured some chicken stock over it, covered it with foil and braised it for about an hour and a half. That's how you get it tender. I did a lot of experimenting with the glaze, and I just took the pork belly straight away, put the glaze on it, and into the air fryer for 30 minutes. It was like, everybody loves the air fryer. This is going to be genius. Absolutely amazing. Black as they spade. You could have bounced it off the wall. I swear to God, that was disaster, but it was gone. It's like, okay, round number 2, I put the glaze on and roasted in the oven for 30 minutes. Hard. It was just too chewy. Pork belly is meant to be soft. It's meant to melt. It's meant to fall apart. So braise it like this and then put your glaze on, okay?
Okay.
The other alternative, if you want to be a little bit on the leaner and the healthier side, is to use pork steak. Pork steak is such good value at the moment. You'll get a whole pork steak for €5 in the supermarket, and it will easily feed 4 to 6 people.
There's loads of
It's
that.
the fillet, so it's pure lean, pure protein, pure lean, very, very little saturated fat on that. So I've sliced up some, so I'm just going to slice it really, really thinly. And a lot of noodle dishes would kind of have this char siu, this really kind of like a barbecued kind of pork. So we're doing that. It's really, really thin strips, so they're going to cook really quickly. Again, with meat, if you can ever find the grain, which are the lines in the meat.
So go with the grain in the meat. Oh, you don't?
Cut a croup. So she pointed and I'm sorry about that.
Slow down, Derek. Slow down.
Every day's a school day here now, the 6 o'clock show, right?
If you cut across the grain, it means you break down those fibres in the meat, and it just means it tenderises it a little bit quicker. So it tenderises the meat and helps it go really tender.
Mike, you're a dab hand in the kitchen. I'm sure you knew that. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah. All the old tricks. They teach you those things
Your
at
time in
culinary school.
Ballymaloe, was it?
Yeah, I studied in Ballymaloe, and I actually ended up teaching in Ballymaloe. And then I ended up running the kitchen for Pat and his bar, Cash Martyr, so...
Sous chef.
See, we're down with the Allens, Dorina and gang.
Dorina taught me everything I knew, and Rachel. I worked with Rachel. We used to work on the demos with her as well.
And Pat, what's your favourite dish?
Oh, God,
I mean, you look like a man now who can put away a few dinners.
How dare you, Derek?
Come on, Pat. Come on, Pat.
No, I love comfort food, I have to say.
Do you?
All day long.
You're a good cook.
I like cooking, but like spaghetti bolognese, all the usual standard ones, you know what I mean? When they're done right, they're really good. Bacon and cabbage. Simple dishes.
Pat would arrive into the kitchen in the pub. He'd drive down from Limerick, and he wouldn't even say hello. He'd turn into the kitchen and he'd do that.
No words, please.
Universal language.
Feed me now.
Now, Aisling, what have we popped in the pan there?
Tiny little bit of chilli, little bit of ginger. So this is rhubarb and ginger pork, okay? So you should have your pan really, really nice and hot. I'd love if this was a little bit hotter, but get it hot smoking at home, really hot. You want that sizzle on the pork. If the pork sticks to the pan, and it won't move. It's not ready. Leave it alone. It will move when it's ready. And that goes for all meat, your steaks, anything like that. So let that sizzle. The secret ingredients for the rhubarb glaze. I did not buy rhubarb. I did not stew rhubarb. I found a cheat in the supermarket, which I love.
Love a cheat.
This is jam. Beside the raspberry jam,
There's rhubarb jam.
There's rhubarb and ginger preserves.
Wow.
It is a winner. So you know the way, like with Asian cookery, you would have a plum sauce?
Yeah.
Same vibe.
Oh.
Beautiful and sweet. But then just to balance out that sweetness, a little bit of soy sauce in there, just for that kind of saltiness, which is really nice. And then spice bag mix.
Oh,
I think everyone has a bit of spice bag
tasty.
mix at home. Yeah.
Now, Aoife, you're obviously a vegetarian, so what would Aoife swap in for this instead of the
Oh,
pork?
this will work lovely with tofu.
Tofu.
Really, really
Do you
nice
eat a lot
with
of tofu?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love tofu actually in the air fryer. I
There
put
you
a bit
go.
of oil on it,
Yeah.
chop it up and put it in because I love that spongy. I don't know if it's right to have it spongy, but I like tofu spongy.
It's right to have it whatever you want.
She's cooking it, it'll hop off all 4 hours. Like a tennis ball.
I'm all right with tofu.
What are your biggest musical influences?
Oh, I would say
Or who?
Julie Andrews, obviously, watching The Sound of Music. Judy Garland. Actually, Ute Lemper. Do you know the German? She played Roxy Hart's.
Roxy Hart.
Yeah, she played her.
Dionne Warwick?
Vicky Henshaw. Yeah,
Vicky
Dionne Warwick.
Henshaw, yes.
Actually, all the old Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday. I love it. And when you
Brilliant.
said Sammy Davis earlier,
Super.
I just love that real old
Ella
jazzy
Fitzgerald.
sound. Yeah, Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, Ash, how far are we gone
This
now?
looks unreal.
This is the pork belly out of the oven.
Wow.
Sizzling.
Sizzling.
Now, top tip, put
Oh,
a
look,
little
it
bit
is
of-
black.
This is the good black, not the black.
Just on the edge.
If you had to see the other stuff, Derek, I am not messing. It was like next
Derek, that's a bit that
level.
you're getting right there.
Yeah. I'll find this crispy bit for you now, Derek, in a second.
I'm a pup.
We're going to pop this down here. That's what you want, right?
Yeah.
Really, like a lovely tip. Just put a bit of tin foil or parchment under that, and then you don't have the big, messy wash up. But that's the pork belly that had been braised for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then the preserve over it, tiny little bit mixed with soy sauce, and in like that, and that's it done.
Would that add a bit? Sorry, would that add a bit of sweetness to it?
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. The sweetness.
But you've got to balance the sweet, the salty with a little bit of the acid, with a little bit of the heat,
Okay.
a little bit of the salty. So, and then a little bit of brightness at the end. So what happens is that's what we're going to do with the entire dish. So these noodles, which I've just put in, are called soba noodles. So they're made from buckwheat. They have a little bit of a nuttier, earthier flavour, but so much healthier for you. So in terms of fibre, the rest of them might have like 1.5 grams of fibre. These have 3 grams of fibre per serving. And we're almost getting about 25 grams of fibre a day. It's hard to get that in. So this is a great little one. So I'm going to glaze these separately with a little bit of teriyaki. So teriyaki is that rounded version of a soy sauce. A little bit of mirin in it. All of those lovely flavours. Peanut rayu going in just for a little bit of
Oh, stop it,
Delish.
Aisling. Wow.
Did you see what I said at the start about us kind of building the dish? So
Yeah.
rather than everything just coming out of the one pot, that's not necessarily how you have to do
Right, and
a stir fry.
Is there a layering we do for this? Is there a
There
specific
is.
order?
We're going to
goes
do the
in?
noodles first.
Okay.
Yep. So we're going to pop these in. Brilliant. You have a bowl there. We'll take that one.
Yep.
Amazing. So we're going to pop in our lovely.
I hope you're hungry now, lads, are you?
Starving. Musicians.
You haven't
Always
been.
working hard.
Yeah.
That's it.
Underpaid.
You're paid in food, yeah. Food and fizzies.
Now,
That's
with
it.
15
Pop
seconds
those
here,
in.
Aisling.
Amazing. So we're going to get our lovely bok choy in.
Fabulous.
Look at the colour here, beautiful.
I know, yeah.
All your beautiful greens. And then some of this beautiful pork belly sitting on top. and then
look
a
at that.
little bit of our sesame seeds.
Serve it over there
Studio's going to
to
be
Pat
heavy.
Short.
Right,
Look at that.
pass that over now. A
First one
big
in.
thank you to all of our guests tonight. And of course, Aisling, for the fabulous food. We know it's going to be
Yes, and don't forget, tomorrow we'll be joined by the stars of Wicked, which hits the Borgosh NG Theatre, and none other than the one and only James Patrice, who will be gracing our 6 sofa.
Yes, see you all tomorrow for more of the 6 o'clock show. Have a fabulous evening.
All right, we're going to tuck in here. Slán. Wow, this looks delicious.